welcome. This is Unit 4 Study Guide, Objective 5. This is supposed to be the calculator inactive section, so if you're working this, you should be trying to do this without a calculator. Okay, this is question 17. If you look, it gives us the formula for the area of a trapezoid. Okay, this says what is the area of the trapezoid in simplest form, which means you can't just plug it in and go. You have to give me the actual reduced multiplied version of it. So let's write the area down. Okay, so I've written down the formula. Now we're just going to go through and plug in everything we know. Well, we know h is 8, so we put 8 right there. Okay, I know that b1 is 8x plus 3, and then we're going to add b2, which is 2x minus 7. Okay, and all that goes in the parentheses. We drop down the 1/2 equals a. Okay, and remember this was multiplying right here and right here, so we just make sure we multiply. Okay, so let's go ahead and multiply these two together. What's half of 8? Easy, that's 4. Okay, bring down 8x plus 3 plus 2x minus 7. Okay, so then we look and see if we have like terms inside here. We have 8x plus 2x is 10x, and then 3 minus 7. So 3 minus 7 is negative 4. Okay. Okay. So now we need to do the distributive property with this. Sorry, I meant to choose a different color. Okay. 4 times 10x is 40x, and then 4 times negative 4 is negative 16, and so our answer, or the area, is 40x minus 16. Okay. So, looking at question 18, says if the perimeter of the triangle is 6x squared plus 8x plus 10, what's the polygon represents the missing side? So we basically need to figure out, well, what does this give us? So in order to do that, you have to know what perimeter means. Well, perimeter means if you add all the stuff around, it equals this. So first let's add these two together, and that'll help us figure out what we'll add to give us that. Okay? So we have 3x squared plus an x squared. That gives us 4x squared. Okay? Here, I'll write it over above it so that helps. Okay? So now you have 2x plus an x, which is positive 3x, and then 11 minus 6, or 11 plus negative 6, is positive 5. Okay? So we need to figure out, well, what could we have added to this to get to that up there? So that's 6x squared plus 8x plus 10. Or what you can really do is just subtract that whole thing. So you have 6x squared minus 4x squared, which is 2x squared. Okay? You have 8x's minus 3x's, which is 5x's. Okay? You have 10 minus 5, which is positive 5. Okay? So we look at it, and then you just double check. 2 plus 4 is 6, 5 plus 3 is 8, 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay? And so that gives us our final answer for the missing side that goes right there. Write the expression in exponential form. So that means we don't want this radical. We want it in either a fraction form or in this form right here like this. So, first thing you need to know is this is the third root. And so when we do the numbers, try to think of it as just the third root of 27, which is like this. So, what times itself 3 times will give us 27? So you say, well, 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, so you get this gives us 3. Okay? Now, the way this works is kind of like the division sign, okay? But for exponents. So we're taking this number and we're dividing everything by it. So you take the 6 and we're going to divide it by 3. You take that 5, you divide it by 3. You take the 3 and you divide it by 3. Okay? And so really you get x to the 6 over 3, y to the 5 over 3, and z to the 3 over 3. Okay? And these will reduce, or some of them will reduce. And so the 3 comes down. 6 divided by 3 really is 2. And then 5/3 will not reduce. And then 3 divided by 3 is 1, which we leave it like this. We don't need the 1, so we get it. That's our final answer. Okay? Number 20. It says 3 consecutive odd integers. Well, if you remember from the previous question, when we had consecutive integers and it was odd, you just do x plus 2, x plus 4, and there's 3, so we stop. Okay? So now it says the product of the two larger integers. So it's the same exact type of question we were doing before. That's the larger one, that's the largest. Okay? So you x plus 2 times x plus 4. It says is equivalent to, which means equals. Okay? The sum of, which we add, is the first integer squared, and 50. Okay, it's exactly the same type of question as the one before. Multiply this out. We'll do the box method. Okay, x times x squared. X times positive 4, positive 4x. X times positive 2, positive 2x. 2 times 4, positive 8. So you get x squared. We have a like term peanut right here. 2 plus 4 is 6x plus 8 equals x squared plus 50. Okay? So now we need to get the x squareds together. So subtract x squared, subtract x squared. Okay? That gives you 0. But this also gives you 0. So really all that's left is 6x plus 8 equals 50. Okay? So now you subtract 8 from both sides. 0 comes down. 6x equals, and then 50 minus 8 is 42. And then you divide by 6, so x equals 42 divided by 6 is 7. It says, what are the integers? Okay, and so 7, and then 7 plus 2 is 9, and then 7 plus 4 is 11. So you have 7, 9. And that's the end of your study guide. So if you have any more questions, feel free to go back to all the videos, and good luck on the test.